Hey guys, welcome back to League Talk. Before I jump into this video, I just want to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button and leave a like underneath this video. I'd really appreciate it, and it's going to help out this channel. But let's jump into this thing. Today, I want to talk about the mid-season MVP. This season has been very interesting. People say the real NBA season starts after Christmas Day, and it's January 3rd today. So I want to make a list of the top 5 players I think are in contention for the MVP, the mid-season MVP race, so to say. And this is, I'm going to go from 5 to 1. And at number 5, I'm going to give it to Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is at number 5 for me because he is simply the best player on the best team in the NBA right now. The Boston Celtics are a juggernaut. They are an absolute beast of a team. They are the team that we have known Jayson Tatum was going to be a part of ever since he was drafted. When he was drafted all the way back in 2017, we knew he was going to be really good, Kevin Durant type of player, and he was going to be on really good teams that were going to compete for titles. Now, over the years, he's made it to 4 conference finals, but the teams that he's been on haven't really gotten over the hump. The 2022 NBA season was the best Boston Celtics team that he's been a part of. But this year, it looks like the Boston Celtics are poised to compete for the title with the Denver Nuggets. That seems like the inevitable thing that's going to happen in the finals. And so him being the catalyst and the fulcrum on which that team moves forward, because without Jayson Tatum, that team isn't as good as they are. They're good, but they're not the juggernaut that they are. And he has been an asset for them, right? This year he's averaging 27 points, and without him, this team just isn't what it is. So because of that, I'm gonna put Jayson Tatum at number 5. At number 4, I have Giannis Antekounmpo. Now, Giannis Antekounmpo is dominant every year. Every year since 2017, Giannis Antekounmpo has been dominant. This year's no different, right? This year he is averaging 30 points per game. He's going to give Joel Embiid a run for his money for the scoring title, right? And the way he's been able to let Damian Lillard in and still not drop off, right? 30 points per game, as dominant as he was with Chris Middleton and with Damian Lillard. I think I'm going to leave him at number 4 there. Because like Jayson Tatum, you take him off the Milwaukee Bucks and they are not as good as they could be, right? The Milwaukee Bucks, they're a bit of an older team, but I would not be surprised if they usurp the Boston Celtics towards the end of the season, become the first seed. That's just how good they are right now, and that is saying something because the Boston Celtics are a really, really good team. Like, it's scary how good they are. They are good at everywhere. I mean, their bench, their starting 5. The only other team in the NBA that can compete with them is Denver, and so for the Milwaukee Bucks to be battling with them for the top seed in the Eastern Conference, that's saying something, and that's all because of Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know Damian Lillard plays a big role in that, but really it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, there's just no stopping him, right? And he overtook Kevin Durant. He was better than Kevin Durant a long time ago, and number 3 is going to be Luka Doncic. Luka this year has been on an absolute tear. This year could have easily been his MVP, and it could still be his MVP year, right? Don't forget, this is the mid-season. This is for January. I don't know what's going to happen for the next, 6 months or 4 months until April. So this year could still easily be Luka Doncic's MVP. The reason I have him at number 3 right now instead of number 1 is because Luka has been tearing up the league, and I mean like terrorizing the league, averaging 33 points per game. He is the best point guard in the league right now, and I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. I would love for it to be Steph Curry, but Steph Curry has had 2 games this year where he scored below double digits, and you just can't compete for MVP while doing that. And Luka Doncic has just been unstoppable, right? Giving teams every other guard on every other team. No one can stop him, right? And he's been doing this without Kyrie Irving. He's kept his team afloat without Kyrie Irving. right? In playoff contention still. And that's one of the reasons why I'm docking him marks is, although he's been able to keep his team afloat, the Dallas Mavericks are still the number 7 seed in a Western Conference. And never in my life have I seen an MVP go to a player on a number 7 seed, right? Individually though, he is this is his best season yet, right? And that's why I'm saying this year he was poised to be the MVP, because other years he's been touted, and this year's gonna be Luka Doncic's year, and he's come in overweight into the season and hasn't really become the player that we thought he's going to be in previous seasons. But this year, for some odd reason, I don't know if it's because of the international play that happened this past season and it just spilled over into the NBA season, he is firing on all cylinders. I don't know if the birth of his daughter is giving him extra fire, but man, he's got a little bit more extra quickness in his step. He's a little bit more competitive, and it's just, I've never seen Luka Doncic this good, right? And so I have him at number 3. And then at number 2 is going to be a dark horse that nobody expected to make a run for the MVP. I mean, out of nowhere. If you told me that this guy was going to be number 2 and could easily be the number 1 guy for the MVP, I would have been like, I don't know. And that is Sha Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA has been a nightmare for defenders. I mean a nightmare. Mid-range, from the 3-point line, at the rack, at the bucket. This year, he is averaging the most drives to the basket for any player. No one's stopping him. He is averaging 31.4 points per game on a very young Thunder team that came out of nowhere, right? I mean, we knew how good SGA was during the summer where he played for Canada, and he was a nightmare for defenders, right? Like, he really nightmare for defenders. Like, he carved up Team USA, right? And so, but to think that this was going to spill over to the NBA, in which nobody in the NBA could really do anything to stop him. I mean, for Christ's sake, OKC Thunder just played against the Boston Celtics 2 nights ago, the best team in the league, and SGA absolutely tore them up. He dropped 36 points, and there was no answer for him. There was no stopping him. He outplayed Jayson Tatum, and there was just no stopping him. And again, like Jayson Tatum though, he is the fulcrum, the thing that is making the OKC Thunder tick, and that's been able to make them the number 2 seed in a tough Western Conference. And so because of that, I have my number 2 for the MVP race, right? The only thing that would be stopping him is the guy at number 1, and that is Joel Embiid. Listen, I don't know what happened. I don't know if if James Harden was holding back Joel Embiid but man, James Harden left the 76ers and Joel Embiid took it from here to up here, averaging 34 points per game, almost 35 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game. Absolutely, he's on a tear. And I watch him, right? The numbers say one thing, but if you actually just watch Joel Embiid, you can see it. His footwork is better than it's ever been. He's making shots that I never seen him make before. He seems a little bit more confident than seasons prior. I don't know if it was James Harden holding him back. I don't know what was going on, but James Harden leaving the 76ers might have been the best thing that could have happened to them, because not only is Joel Embiid absolutely becoming a monster. Last year, I didn't think that Joel Embiid deserved the MVP at all. I thought it definitely should have went to Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic by far was the best player last year. In my mind this year, there is no doubt. And so those are my thoughts for the MVP, the midseason MVP. I'm going to do another video of this, maybe in another month or 2, to see where we are. But those are where we are right now. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like underneath this video.